you yelling at? Do your cats talk?
Yeah, they talk to me. They go, "Salutations, good sir. It is I, Todd, your cat."
Oh.
But
We
only
like to
I
think
can
that
hear
Garrus
it.
has a deep voice.
But only I can hear it.
We had record store days tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And my store, people started lining up. Let me see. Today? No, 3 a.m. It started at 3 a.m. today. The store opens at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
It's dumb. What do they want so bad?
I don't know. I'm curious. So my thinker is the big ticket item is going to be the Taylor Swift single. It's Fortnite acoustic version, but it's a single. I think that's going to be the high tick. Fortnite. Yeah, you know, she goes like, yeah,
Number one
Fortnite, we
victory
about to go
royale.
yeah, Fortnite, we about to go down.
Get down. 10 kills on the board right now. Just wiped out
Just
Tomato
wiped out
Town.
Tomato Town. So I think
just got
that's going to
down.
be the...
I revived him. I'm heading down southbound. I don't know all the words. You know what
I think that's going to be the... I know what you're talking about. That's going to be the kicker. I don't know. The shit I want, I don't think it's going to sell out. Nothing I ever want sells out. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is Adventure Twins Podcast, where we talk about one of our favorite shows, Adventure Time. I'm Jacob.
I'm John.
And today we're going to talk about Season 1, Episode 14, The Witch's Garden. This episode was released on June 7th, 2010, written by Kent Osborne, Nikki Yang, and Adam Muto. In this episode, Jake steals from a witch and loses his magical powers as a punishment.
Yeah, I think Finn and Jake are, again, walking through a field or something, as they do in most episodes. And they come across this... They just be walking. They're
following a frog. That's how this one starts.
That's it, yeah.
They're following a frog, waiting for him to put on a crown he's carrying.
Yeah. So the frog makes his way into a garden, but it's a witch's garden. Jake eats a donut from one of the witch's donut trees. Right? Is that right?
Yeah, it's like donut bushes. Okay. Yeah, donuts grow on bushes, and Jake eats one. Well, he tries to sniff out the poison, because potentially they're poisonous donuts. But ends up eating one anyway, and the witch tells him, "You ate my donut," and curses him.
So he's cursed and then has like a human body, but still his head. But he has the body of like a fat little baby.
Yeah, he's got a baby body.
He's got a baby body.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to find a way that Jake can regain his magical powers and get his dog body back. And the only thing Jake can remember is how he got his magical powers is he was in a thing of mud. And somewhere in the land of Ooh, he's rolling around in mud, and that's where he got his powers. And so they set off to find a pile of mud because they're pretty sure there's only like 3 or 4 of them.
So you know, it's all the backstory you get is he vaguely remembers rolling around in mud and he just became a magic dog, and that's all it was.
And so that's where the episode most relies upon is trying to get Jake to do that, but Jake is very lazy and doesn't want to work to better himself.
Yeah. What do you think of this episode?
Again, there aren't A or B sides, but this is a B episode. I've not really liked this episode. I don't care for this one.
Yeah.
Mostly because they way overplay Jake's laziness for the comedic effect. He's not normally like this. I think we talked about this in another episode where they'll way overdo one trait just to that's the point of the episode. It's Jake is lazy, and so they're gonna way overdo it. Even though Jake's not normally like this, but they need the comedic effect for it. So I don't like it. I don't like that trope of TV show episodes. Mm-hmm. But that's what we're getting here.
Yeah, I think this episode, it exists. It's not my favorite. There's some good moments in it, but there's, it's a pretty bland one. I mean, the idea that he's stripped of his magic powers and his magic power is, I guess, granted by having fur. It's a weird one, or maybe, I don't know. Because then you see later the witch is checking her donuts and realizes one is a bagel, casts the same spell onto the bagel, and now the bagel has a man-baby body. And so I guess making someone non-magic is giving them a man-baby body.
That might be what it is, yeah. So, or maybe maybe the man-baby body is just like a funny side effect that she chooses to give.
Yeah.
So
do you remember the name of the spell? Do you remember how she casts it?
Razumafu.
It is not Razumafu.
Oh, never mind.
She does shout Razumafu.
Which is what Bufo says, so I guess it's an actual wizard thing. Yeah, Razumafu.
Yeah, I also I was like, I know they've said Razumafu. She uses it to switch places. Is that what Bufo used Razumafu for?
I don't remember, to be honest. I don't remember that detail.
Yeah, but either way, there's actually an Adventure Time wiki page for Razumafu, and it basically notes that Bufo has said it, and so has the witch.
Cool.
Oh, anyway, what I was asking, the spell that the witch uses is Magicus no Moricus.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's all it is. So it's a really stupid one. Because later they're like, Goicus somewhere elsicus. Like she says something and it's like there's all these words in between. And either Finn or Jake is like, all right, I think you're just making these up at this point. But no, that's the real spell. And it sends him somewhere else.
The witch has this insane scoliosis where she's shaped like a candy cane.
Yeah.
And I noted like, gosh, that's how I feel every morning.
Yeah. The scoliosis.
But I like her voice actor.
It's Maria Bamford.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you other things she's been in. She does a lot of voice acting, though.
Yeah.
Have you seen Big Mouth?
Yes.
She's like the anxiety mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah.
I
like
know
Tina
that's
the
her.
Anxiety? I don't remember.
It's something like that.
Season,
But anyway, she's in Big Mouth.
I stopped watching it that season because that show got really stupid.
Yes. But anyway, yeah, they talk about anxiety and it feeling like a mosquito, and she voices the several mosquitoes that come and have this just pestering feeling in your ear.
This nagging feeling.
Yeah, Maria Bamford would be the voice actress for the witch. I think she does a good job in this one.
Yeah, I agree. They're kind of like wandering along, and obviously Jake is being super lazy because he doesn't want to walk. He tries to run.
I love that bit. So that's one of those moments where I'm like, this episode overall is meh, but like, Jake trying to run is hilarious, and it's animated so well.
Yeah, so he tries running, and he can't do it because he's got a fat little man baby body. And I'm like, that's every time I try to run too. I'm just like, I'm so doing it. And then I was like,
man. I make it like a block, and I'm like, I can hear my like wheezing.
Yeah, this is bad. Yeah.
One little joke I don't remember at all watching this episode growing up, is Jake is talking about his weird little man baby in his tighty whities and whatever, and he grabs his boobs, and he's like, I used to have like 8 more of these things, and so like.
I didn't notice that
They acknowledge he has a human baby body. He doesn't have a dog body. They didn't just shave him. He's got a human body now. Because I'm like, oh wait, he should have several more nipples. He's a dog. So it's like a weird little, like, all right.
I like when they're going into the garden. They use Jake's stretchy legs to go over the wall. Jake has key hand. He could have just used that. Like, oh no, it's locked. I'm like,
he even says, I've got my 2 keys right here, and he just stretches. I don't know. I mean, I guess
maybe that was the joke.
Yeah, and they got to set up him using his powers so that they can take him away. So it's like, oh, you can't stretch your legs. Now you got to run like a little man baby.
So they eventually come to a river of trash. Cleveland, Ohio. I said the old Muskingum River.
That also, yeah. Well,
yeah.
Most of Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, 3 rivers.
They come to a river of garbage, and they try to cross it because they see a mud puddle on the other side, but Jake's lazy and doesn't want to.
Yeah. So Finn crosses, and then he crosses back, and Jake is... Oh, my God. super lazy about it. Oh, no, Jake has a little conversation with his own subconscious first. And
Yes.
it's his subconscious telling him how much easier it is to not swim across the river. And it's just like, oh, it's so much easier just to wear this hat. And I'm like, that is true.
Right. He finds this cool hat.
He finds a hat in the river of garbage and he wears that. And it's like, that is easier than swimming. You're right. But Finn gets back to the river and is trying to help Jake across now and tries to build him a catapult. And Jake is like, hey, what you working on there, Finn? And Finn mutters, like, everything. And I'm like, that is relatable. Have you ever met someone who just wants to wear a hat and not actually put in any of the work?
Mm-hmm. I sure have.
Yeah.
I don't have any stories behind that, but I just know I have at some point.
Yeah, I mean, probably think about group projects or...
Yeah, I was going to say any group project ever. Probably like, working at camp, you got campers who become staff members, like when they're finally aged into that point, and they're like, oh, it's just like, it's like being at camp, but I get to be here the whole summer now. It's like, yeah, but you actually like
there's
work
a job
too. Like, there's also a job. Like, yes, it's fun. Yes, it's different, but it's a job.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think everyone's experienced something, which makes it so much more frustrating seeing Jake be like this. Cause like, I get it. People who just want to sit and goof off, but like at some point, you know, they're not doing anything. They're just being lazy.
And I don't know. He almost felt like he'd lose his attention span. And this happens in another episode where they overplay Jake not being able to like stay focused, but he's like unfocused and lazy at the same time, which is a dangerous mix.
Bad combo. Being lazy with ADHD, and it's like you become lazier by the fact that you can't focus on anything. It's like a whole vicious cycle.
But they eventually get Jake across the river using a little like catapult. Mm-hmm. And he gets into the pile of mud and nothing happens.
Yeah, he's just rolling around thinking it's a good time.
It's just of the 4 mud puddles, this isn't the one apparently.
That's not the right one. But a river mermaid skeleton pops out of the river, which I could not, for the life of me, if you gun to my head said, do you remember this character? Or like, does this look familiar? No, not at all. I know I've seen this episode before. Did not ring a bell.
That was as soon as they crossed the river. I don't remember a thing about this episode.
Yeah, so they cross the river, and a river mermaid skeleton comes out and steals Finn and brings it up to a nest where there's classic things in the eggs need fed by the mom. She was also a bird, I guess. Bacon. Yeah, the river mermaid is like trying to find someone to mate. It like quite literally is like, who wants to mate with me?
I don't remember that quote.
It's super weird. And it's like, it was like, how can I say you're the ugliest creature I've ever met in the least offensive way possible? Or without being offensive. It's, Anyway, they take...
Jake he's finally like missing Finn when Finn's clearly in danger. Finally, Jake gets in his thick skull to go get his powers back somehow. Yeah.
Oh, the only
on the mud puddle idea
was either he has to find out how did he get his powers originally, or he has to go apologize to the witch. That's all he has to do. But he has to mean it. She can tell the difference.
She can tell. She can tell the difference. I like that line. It's like, you got to mean it. I can tell.
So he goes back and he's like trying to apologize. And I'm like, no, you've been too long. Now you have to do all these other embarrassing things.
So he has to, I think, also, the witch can like see his subconscious, which is personified by like a ghostly Jake.
Yeah, because Jake is talking to his subconscious in ghost form. And the witch is like, who are you talking to? It's like, oh, my subconscious. Oh, but then he has to do it too.
Yeah, exactly.
So that, they have to do a little dance with flowers stuck in their underwear while she films it on like a 8mm camera.
What's she gonna do with that footage?
She's a newsletter.
That's right. Yeah, I even wrote that down.
The witch has a newsletter.
I wrote that down. I'm like, what is this quote in reference to? It's for my newsletter.
It's for my newsletter. Yeah, and it's like the witch is like, I don't know. I like the witch character. I think as a kid,
the witch is fun.
Didn't, but I'm watching it now and I'm like, it could have just been generic witch, but there's something fun about this witch.
They could have kept her as a recurring character, but they don't. She's funny. She's very funny.
Yeah, Jake eventually realizes that his his subconscious starts to die because it was the subconscious of his magic self. I kind of also stopped taking notes after a certain point, so I'm just now piecing this together. The subconscious is about to die, and so Jake starts to realize he may never get his magic back. If like the subconscious dies, so he starts really panicking and actually apologizes to the witch. So the witch grants him his powers back, and he's no longer got a man-baby body. And Jake immediately fucks with the witch, knocks over her cane, and steals a donut and leaves. And he has learned no lessons here.
No lessons from this.
And Jake goes and saves Finn and like attacks the witch, not the witch, attacks the skeleton mermaid. Yeah. With he's like, "Oh yeah, you want to kiss, honey?" and like punches his lips out at the witch to like punch her away. And saves Finn and won't admit to Finn that he ever apologized. He's like, "Oh yeah, I guess I just found the right mud puddle."
Yeah.
And that's it.
Does Jake actually get his powers from a mud puddle? That's the question here. They don't ever confirm. He's just like, I feel like it. I feel like that's what I remember. But does he? I don't think he does.
Yeah, I think it feels like one of those. Like, it's not super important. He's how he got it. Or it's like, yeah, maybe he got it from a mud puddle. Maybe he just had them one day.
Yeah. We know how he has them. You don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
Oh shoot, I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember how.
I know you say like anything past a certain season you don't remember. This is like season like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I do not remember how Jake. I was like, do they actually give you the backstory on Jake getting his powers? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, they do.
So that's cool. So you have that to look forward to. Recurring character, puddle of mud.
Yep, that's right. It is in fact the puddle of mud. They find it on it.
After this episode,
it on. I think it's like a 10-episode arc called Mud Buddies.
Yeah. After this episode, it becomes a strictly serialized TV series. It becomes about finding that mud. That's the whole show from now on out.
Yep.
And so get ready. We're going to talk a lot about mud.
Yep. We'll have our new intro song will be the Primus. My name is Mud.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that one? Yep.
Yeah, I sure do.
That'll be our new theme song.
Hey, baby. I say you, baby. I say you, baby. Hey, baby, won't you come on down with me? Hey, baby, won't you come on along with me? I say you, baby. I say you,
I'm
baby.
seeing them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is it like Primus and Trivium, right?
No, it's Primus, Pucifer, and Perfect Circle.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Maynard James Keenan or whatever his name is, the dude from Tool.
Yeah.
His other two bands are Pucifer and Perfect Circle. And so they're celebrating his 60th-ish birthday. So he's turning 60, but they're celebrating by doing a whole tour. So it's Primus and then his other two bands. All three bands on stage at the same time.
That's going to be a lot.
It's going to be freaking chaotic, but I'm picturing him just like singing his own songs because he's in both bands, but it's not Tool. But I want to go see Tool so I can say I've seen all of his bands. It's going to be fun. It's going to be pretty wild, I hope. So it should be a fun time.
Seeing Meshuggah.
Oh.
Gonna go see Cannibal Corpse again.
Oh, that's cool. They don't come to Arkansas.
Yeah, they're touring with Meshuggah.
Oh.
So I'll see both of them. Anyway, do you have closing thoughts on The Witch's Garden?
Well, I've got some funny quotes.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
One of my questions, we talked about the river of trash that made me think of the old Muskingum River.
Yeah.
And we used to find junk in there a lot. And I'm trying to think, what's the weird... Other than the deer carcass, what's probably the worst thing we found in there?
The
deer carcass is pretty... I don't remember the possum carcass.
Yeah, we cleared that one out much faster than the deer carcass.
The deer was bloated and looked like it was going to pop and explode. It was disgusting.
Yeah, that was nasty. That started to reek. I think, didn't we end up hiring someone to come and like fix our dock? Because we would clear it out pretty regularly, but that one got to a point where it's like, this is a biohazard.
They replaced the dock too, so that shit could go under it and wouldn't get stuck in what we lovingly called the skank, which is where it would get
all the
stuck.
Sticks and stuff couldn't go underneath the walkway to the dock, so sticks and stuff would get caught underneath there, and it would just kind of start building up everything that fell behind there, And at one point, it was a deer carcass that had gotten into the river.
I thought this episode, color-wise, normally Adventure Time is really bright and colorful. This one's super subdued. It's like grays and tans. And I'm like, man, it's just kind of like Ohio. But it's not a very colorful episode. It's very drab.
It's that river of garbage and just mud. And it's like, it feels like it's a Midwest winter.
Yeah.
Nothing super,
Funny quotes. Let's see what I wrote down. Mrs. Witch, I never married.
Oh my god, did I not mention that already?
I like that. No, we hadn't talked about that one. I like that.
Yeah.
Just the witch. She has great.
Listen, Mrs. Witch, I never married.
I'm not. I like that
That's
one.
It's a good one.
I wrote down, I don't remember the context. We run like little energetic boys. I don't remember the context, but I thought that was funny.
Oh, I think that was Jake being like, oh, normally I could just magic my way and stretch everywhere to the puddles.
Yeah.
And Finn is like, no, we'll just run. Like energetic boys. I made a note of this, and I have no idea how true it is. I don't remember. When did they actually call it ooh for the first time? Because it stood out to me in this episode, but I was like, for sure they've done that already. But I haven't been able to find online when was the first time they called it ooh. Like they identified where they live as the land of ooh. With 3 O's.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't actually know. I don't know. Maybe the first episode, but no, maybe not. We haven't been to the Candy Kingdom in a second.
Yeah,
that'd be my thought.
I don't know. So anyway, at some point they call it the land of ooh. Pretty sure it's before episode 14, but like, it just stood out to me this time where I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been trying to write questions for each episode to kind of spur a conversation, and this one gave me nothing. What do you wish you could grow on a bush?
Well, not a bush. Is it a... Maybe it was the... it's the carrots, right?
Yeah, you always wanted a carrot bush growing
up. I was like, was it a carrot tree or a carrot bush? And I was always...
Your dream was always to have a carrot bush.
There were 2 gifts that I wanted, 2 different things. One of them was a box of Band-Aids with Jane Goodall on them. And, like, Jane Goodall is on the Band-Aids. I remember really wanting that. I've looked up custom Band-Aid websites. Surely that's a thing now. Like, surely I can find custom Band-Aids websites. Yeah. But I want them with Jane Goodall on them. And then the other was a carrot bush, which is a bush that grows carrots, which, of course, is not possible, but maybe it will be. But I want one.
The power of genetic engineering. Carrot bush.
The future is today.
So, yeah, let us know in the comments. Comment on Spotify. Comment on our Instagram, Adventure Twins Pod. Send in an email, adventuretwinspod@gmail.com. Let us know your feedback. What do you wish you could grow on a bush? That's your big question for this episode.
That's your homework.
It's your homework. You got to think of something, grow it on a bush.
We'll find something. Who knows something?
Yeah, I don't. Do you have any thoughts? Any other thoughts on Witch's Garden?
Pretty much sounds.
There's not a whole lot in this
garden.
episode.
Yeah,
it's fine.
No.
When did you watch these ones prior to recording?
I would have watched these on, what is today, Friday?
Yeah.
Probably Tuesday.
Oh, right, because we were going to record Wednesday, but I had to go to bed.
We were going to record Wednesday.
That's right.
Yeah, you had to go to bed early.
Some of these details are starting to be... I literally just watched them and then like came upstairs to record like 2 minutes later. So like a lot of these are super fresh in my mind, but I'm like, I don't make the most detailed notes. So
no, it's been pretty foggy for me. A little foggy Nelson up here.
A little foggy.
A little Fozzie Nelson, the Muppets Daredevil.
The Muppets Daredevil.
Fozzie Nelson. Well, we need to sit down and solidify that at some point.
We have Fozzie Nelson. That's the only thing that matters.
Kermit's obviously Daredevil, or Matt Murdock. Mm-hmm. See, Karen Page is Miss Piggy.
And then we have Fozzie Nelson.
Fozzie Nelson, and I would... The one human will be Kingpin.
That's fair.
Him playing...
It's still
Kingpin,
Vincent D'Onofrio.
amongst the Muppets... It would just be comedy gold. Because he plays that shit seriously.
Dead serious as he plays it in Daredevil.
Bullseye in season 3 would be New Zealand. He throws his boomerang fish. A boomerang fish act.
Daredevil.
That's funny. Who else is there? There's Elektra. Janice?
Janice?
I don't know.
there's only like
Janice is
there's
cool.
kind of a lack of female Muppets. So
Elektra will be played by the entire Electric Mayhem.
yeah. If it's like, who's Stick? I mean,
Who would be Stick?
Gonzo? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that'd be a good Gonzo role as Stick.
Yeah, I don't
Gonzo
know.
needs to be in it somewhere. Gonzo's one of the biggies.
But anyway, for all of you fans of Marvel's Daredevil, specifically the Netflix show, and the Muppets, that was a conversation for you.
We've been talking about this since the Marvel show came out in like what 2014 or something stupid.
Yeah,
like,
we were in high school.
it was
so-
the summer after our sophomore year of high school, I think.
yeah, we started brainstorming. What if the show had Muppets?
And the best one we came up with was Fozzie Nelson.
Yeah, so Daredevil's friend Foggy Nelson, but it's Fozzie Bear, so it's Fozzie Nelson. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to talk about this one. So, Razamafu,
Razamafu.
Razamafu. All right, Adventure
got
Twins, yay! All right.